I said you can have whatever you like. Yeah, baby, you can have whatever you like.
You can have whatever you like with a great credit score. Good evening, good afternoon. This is You and Your Credit on the New Orleans Talk Network. I'm your host, Remus Bowman. And man, it's a holiday week. Uh, I live in New Orleans. We've had Essence. We've had some great things going on here. Great. Uh, Essence put on a great show over the weekend. People were very happy. There weren't any major problems resulting from the Essence situation, and people were just happy. We're just looking forward to being citizens in America and being independent. Now, I was thinking to myself on yesterday, wow, it's Independence. The 4th of July is Independence Day. Now, what does independence really mean to you? Does it mean that you're free to have a good education? Does it mean that you're free to live in a nice home, a nice environment? Uh, does it mean that you're free to drive a nice car? Just what kind of freedom would you like to achieve uh, as a result of being independent? Back years ago, when, as history would tell it, uh, when black people became free in the United States, uh, that freedom was hard earned. But there were so many people that was afraid of the luxury and whether or not they could actually survive in freedom as a result of being free. So as a result, many of those people continue to work in servitude. Uh, Whether they had to or not is a big question. The thing is that uh, once you became free, you did not have to be a slave anymore. You didn't have to live as a slave. And we all have a certain amount of commitment, certain things in our lives that enslave us or put put adversity, negative situations in our lives that weigh us down, that won't allow us to have total independence and total freedom. But I tell you that if you take the time to learn how to not only get a good credit score, but how to keep a good credit score, it will change your entire life. As my good friend would say, it would change your life and your whole financial processes. Now, whenever I hear her say that, it kind of makes me smile because when I originally met her, she was a 400 Beacon score, and now she's a 7, and she's driving a nice new car. Unfortunately, last week she had a situation. I take a certain amount of interest in my clients, and many of them are relatively close to me. We become friends. We're almost like family. And if they need me or if they need information about certain things, they will always reach out to me. Well, I had this client that came over to Toyota last weekend, and man, she was bawling. She was crying. She had made a few bad decisions, and she compounded them. She started compounding compounding those bad decisions. You know, there are certain things in our life that's an acquired taste. I don't know if you're a drinker, or if you like to eat certain foods, or if you like to work out, exercise, go to the gym. Most life changing situations take time and energy. It takes time to learn to appreciate the change that you're hoping for as a result, excuse me, of the change that you're making in your lifestyle. When you go out and you get involved, now there's hundreds, literally hundreds of credit restoration companies out there. But when you go out and you compare them, they're not all equal. Before we decided to uh, hitch our wagon to uh, financial education services, we looked at a number of different credit restoration companies. We spoke with a number of the owners and managers, and there are some companies that are larger than others. And so, what we wanted to do was, when we made a decision to become committed to a company, we wanted to make sure that company was going to be thank you, going to be committed to us and our customers, and that they would provide a good quality product that most people could benefit from. Excuse me one second. It's that kind of weather, guys. Uh, there's a lot of humidity in the air in New Orleans today. But anyway, back to my story. So we wanted to make sure that our customers were going to benefit 100% from the product that we were directing them to. Uh, so we settled on a company. It's called United Financial Services. By now, they've been in business for about 12 years, and they are licensed nationally, and they're also rated by the different rating companies, and they're A-rate with the Better Business Bureau. Uh, One of the advantages of doing business with a company that's A-rated with the BBB is that you know that they're built on a certain amount of character, that they're trying to do things in a particular way that will make sure that you're not wasting your money. Last week, I got a phone call from one of my clients, and she was referred to me by someone else. And I found the call somewhat disturbing, but it's a competitive business. There's so many different companies. There's hundreds, literally hundreds. Recently we started this website. It's called youandyourcredit.com or youandyourcredit.us. That's youandyourcredit.us. And one of the reasons why we started the website was to provide information to our clients so that they can have a way to determine what was creditable, what was a good product, whether or not the company was registered with the Better Business Bureau, whether or not they did good, creditable service, did they have any type of guarantees, was there any counseling in their portfolio, in their package. There are companies that you can sign on to that will tell you, hey, you sign on with us, we're just going to clean up all this negative stuff off your credit, and, and life will be good. Now, here's the one problem I have with that. Not that I have a problem with the companies, because they're great companies. I'm sure that most of them are, and I've heard positive things about most credit restoration companies. But here's the biggest problem I have with the concept, and this is proven to be something that I think most people should consider when you're getting involved in a credit restoration program. Are you making a commitment to change you, to change your spending habits, to change what you consider to be, uh, a positive lifestyle? Most of the customers that I have are people that inspire to own homes or buy nice cars or lower their interest rates or that kind of thing. But in order for you to a credit restoration program to actually work for you, you really need to get a true understanding of how credit actually works. And if you don't do that, then what will happen is the credit restoration company will clean the negative things off your credit, but you'll be lost because you would not have the information you need to make good financial decisions in the future. So, there's just so many components that need to be added to this, that you can add, that you can benefit from, and that you can get by using our program. That program has LifeLock, which maintains security to make sure that no one steals your identification. Did you know every 2 seconds in the world, every 2 seconds, someone's has their identity stolen? And one of the most confident things that I have is the fact that whenever someone has tried to steal my identity, I got a notification from LifeLock. I said, "Wait a minute, is this you? This doesn't seem like something that's in your pattern. Uh, let us know so we'll stop the purchase right now." It's kind of cool that someone could be standing uh, or on the internet using your information, trying to make a purchase, and at the same time, you've got the security company looking out for you and keeping them, keeping the purchase from going through, from being completed. It's kind of cool. It's very good. It's a wonderful thing to know that even though a lot of people have been victimized by this type of situation, but because you're part of uh, a credit restoration program or a company that doesn't allow this type of behavior, that you can sleep good at night and you know that you're protected. If you would like to join me, and by the way, I'm a customer for United Financial Services, and I've been a customer with them for 3 years. And I can honestly say they've helped me, number one, understand how to develop good credit scores. Number two, to keep people from stealing my identity. Number three, giving me an understanding of how this actually works so that I can transition that information from me to you so that I can actually share that information with you. And it's been a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. And I don't do it for money. I do it as a gift because people judge you based on what you give back. And I've been blessed for many years. And so my giving back is a wonderful thing. Hey, it's time for our first break. This is You and Your Credit on the New Orleans Talk Network. This is Remus Bowman. I want to invite you every Monday at 12 o'clock live for You and Your Credit. You can call in. You can ask me questions. Believe me, I've got most of the answers for you. We're going to help you get a good credit score. to open doors for you to have an opportunity to be successful and pay low interest for your automobile, your home, your credit cards, everything that you buy. We're going to put you on a great path to have a successful future. Send me your request for information. I'll be glad to answer your question. Every Monday at 12 o'clock, join me from 12 to 1 Monday afternoon for You and Your Credit, originating from New Orleans Talk Network.
Y'all know me, this the people person here.
Big homie head.
It's your boy Fred.
This man, big fan.
Listen, we're your hosts of the New Orleans Talk Network's Fan View. Real fans talk real sports. Check us out every Thursday night, 6 p.m.
There's soul food, and then there's food for the soul. At a time where we live to eat, the Praline Connection restaurant serves up recipes that reach back into days long gone. You know, the kind of meals your mama cooked up for Sunday dinner. Fried chicken with macaroni and cheese and candied yams, homemade meatloaf with garlic mashed potatoes and string beans, or Nolan's filet gumbo. That's the real soul you get only at the Praline Connection restaurant, located at the corner of Chalmers and Frenchman Street in the Marinade.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
You can have whatever you like with a great credit score. I truly believe that. But anyway, I was telling this story. By the way, this is the New Orleans Talk Network, and this is You and Your Credit. I'm your host, Remus Bowman. I was telling this story before we went to break about this client. And how this works is it's Independence Day, and if you want to have true independence means that you can do whatever you want to do within reason, as long as you're not breaking any laws. We're not going to encourage people to break laws. But you want to have the option to drive whatever car you want, or to buy a nice house in a good neighborhood, or, get a nice cell phone without having to put up a big deposit. Everything right now is so surrounded with phones and all our communication. There was once a time people weren't carrying phones around. Now you can't go anywhere without the doggone thing. I keep mine right here. But anyway, so I got this phone call, as I was saying earlier, from one of my customers, from one of my actual clients. And so she says, Mr. Remus, I've made a big mistake. And I don't feel good about what's happened. She says, somebody ran into my car, and they left a big dent. And my car is brand new. I've only had it for maybe 2 or 3 months. I just put the plate on it. What am I going to do? I said, what are you going to do? I said, oh, you're going to call the police and get a police report and bring your car to a body shop and get it repaired. She says, well, there's a problem. And this is what concerns me. I made the decision not to call the police, and I allowed this person to leave. Whoa. You allow them to leave. You didn't call the police. Why not? I don't know, because I thought I was at fault. So you thought that you were at fault, and the other guy left, and now you have what could be thousands of dollars of damage to your vehicle. It's a hell of a bind. So I said, well, come over to the dealership. I work at Toyota New Orleans, for those who don't know. I said, come over to the dealership and let me take a look at your damages. And when she saw me, she kind of wanted to break down. I saw the tears coming. I'm like, wait a minute. Hey, those tears are not going to solve this problem. So, we got to get away from the emotional aspects of this, that we have to deal with a resolution, trying to figure out how to overcome this situation, because you've made a bad decision. The point is that even having a great credit score doesn't keep you from making bad decisions. Matter of fact, in some cases, it could be like pausing. I've seen people who have gotten roped into making loans that were gigantic. And, when you're trying to make big loans and you're putting automobiles on these loans that are not in very good condition, but when you need a car and you have a debt that is in nowhere, shape, or form close to the value of that car, it's almost literally impossible to get out from under that loan. It's called being upside down or having negative equity. In other words, what I'm saying is that along with having a good credit score, you need to get some counseling or get a true understanding of what you should and shouldn't be doing as a result of having good credit scores. It's just not a positive thing to go out and spend your money to change your life and not do it completely. What I've seen happen in some cases, I've seen people who have gone from 400 to 700 or 800 beacon scores, and within a small amount of time, let's say 3 to 6 months, they made a lot of bad decisions, put themselves in adverse and went way above where they should have been. I've seen people with 8 and 10 credit cards. I'm like, whoa, why are you doing that? How do you maintain that? That's virtually impossible on your income. It just makes no sense. The point that I'm trying to make is that we have a counseling component that's added to the credit restoration program, where you can call the company Monday through Friday, and they'll help you learn how to manage your good credit. Just getting the information removed from your credit report is not the end of the world. It's not a great deal if you're just going to recycle and do the same thing over and over and over again. There's some things that come with this. There's a certain amount of responsibility that come with this. And if you don't do it, if you don't learn it, then what will happen is you'll be back in the same situation within a very short period of time. I've seen it happen. I've been involved in the credit restoration business now for 3 years. And I've seen people get good credit, and within 1 year, They could go from a 700 down to a 450 within 1 year, or 400. And, I'm sitting there and I'm going, wait a minute, we got to start you over. We got to get you back in the program. We got to get you at a point where you actually understand how to keep your credit score at a good amount, because it's just not fair for you to have to pay these high interest rates. And at the same time, there are certain things that people have to have. They got to have transportation. They have to have homes. They have to have lights. They have, those are things that we have. Those are components that's just average stuff. If somebody walked in your house and your lights were off, they think you were crazy. Or, they would know that your lifestyle has exceeded your ability to have a reasonable life. But on the other hand, if you learn how to manage, then there's a certain amount of strength. This same person who this situation happened to, I remember her telling me some time back about having the opportunity to be able to make decisions because she had options. So if you want to be independent, if you want to take advantage of Independence Day, then you've got to have the things that go along with that. Now, if you'd like to attend my seminars, or if you'd like to get some additional information, you can contact me at through my website at 855-809-4428. If you go to youandyourcredit.us, you'll see there's a area where you can register for an event. Now, we're thinking about putting together another seminar sometime later this year, probably around October or November. But what we'd like to do is we'd like to develop a catalog of people that would be interested in coming to the seminar. And if you'll go to the website, you can fill out this information, and we'd be happy to contact you when it's time for the seminar, when we've decided to do it. I will tell you, even if you have used a different credit restoration program, you still need this information. How many people and this is, it's like a roller coaster ride. People are recycling and doing exactly the same thing. A good friend of mine said to me, insanity is performing the same task exactly the same way and expecting a different result. Now, I need you to work with me. Just understand where I'm coming from. If you don't get the knowledge or the education on how credit actually works, then you won't have the basic skills to maintain your credit. You might be protective of it for a little while, but at some point, because you don't have the foundation or the information that you need in order to make better decisions, when you walk into a car dealer and you need a car, very few people come to car dealerships that don't need cars. As a matter of fact, almost every person I know that ever walked into a car dealership came there for a reason. I ought to know I've been with Toyota New Orleans for the last 6 years. But the fact of the matter is that most times when people come into a car dealership, they have a reason for being there. Either they need an oil change or need mechanic work, or they need a car. Hey, it's time for our second break. This is You and Your Credit on the New Orleans Talk Network. I'm your host, Remus Bowman, and we will be right back.
I said you can have whatever you like. Yeah, baby, you can have whatever
We're back. Talk What You Know returns on Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. We got a brand new co-host by the name of Bob B. And hey, that's me. Also, we got some new features. We're going to be giving away, have a weekly raffle of prizes. There are multiple ways for you to win, and there's a bevy of prizes. So we need you to come on back, join us on Wednesday mornings at 8 o'clock for Talk What You Know on the New Orleans Talk Network.
Questions about your finances, facts, and fishing? Join the New Orleans Talk Network and Dr. G, the Money Coach, on The Money Factor every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
How does a crawfish or shrimp etouffee sound? What about a piping hot cup of gumbo? Or a catfish platter with soft shell crawfish, catfish, livers, and pickles? And that's just for starters. What about entrees? If this is getting your mouth watering, then you need to come to the Praline Connection. Our down-home Cajun Creole-style restaurant has been providing soul food at affordable prices for over 20 years. And our pralines are delicious. We're a restaurant, a gift shop, and a candy shop, all in one. Bring your friends and enjoy an amazing meal today. Come see us at 542 Finchman Street in New Orleans, or check us out online at www.pralinconnection.com, and be sure to like us on Facebook. You can also give us a call at 504-943-3934.
Y'all know me, this the people person here.
Big home ahead.
It's your boy Fred.
This man, a big fan.
Listen, we're your hosts of the New Orleans Talk Network's Fan View. Real fans talk real sports. Check us out every Thursday night, 6 p.m.
What's up, readers and shakers? It's your girl, Rhonda M. Lawson, sending you a personal invite to the Literary Lounge. Tune in to Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions each Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for the best in literary conversation. Each week, a different author will join us to talk to their most important readers, you. You can also call in to ask your own questions. So don't forget, each Wednesday at 7 p.m., join us in the lounge for Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. See you there.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Whatever you like. With a great credit score. Yesterday I was listening to a little music, and there was a song that came on. It was on Google. You know, everybody's in the music or the information business now. You know, Google's got a free app that you can listen to. You got Pandora. You got YouTube. You got all kinds of different. There's a lot of competition for information for your ear. And there was this song that came on, and it was called "A Change Has Got to Come." So if you make a change and you get a good credit score, but you don't get the training so you understand how credit actually works so you can maintain that score, did you really experience a change, or did you just waste your time and money? That's what I'm talking about. I'm saying, hey, get the education, get the knowledge. Getting your credit straight is good. But learn how that works. Learn how to maintain it. over a period of years. Learn how to make this a part of your lifestyle. And if you do that, hey, did he call back? And if you do that, then you'll be able to not only have a better situation for yourself, but for your children. You'll be able to teach your children how to maintain their credit. And that's been one of the biggest negatives in our community is that we don't develop the information, so we can't pass it along. Last week I had a lady, she came in, and she actually came in to co-sign for a nephew. Now, a nephew had a job and was doing all right. He was making a little bit of money, but he didn't have no credit at all. Now, there are different things that you can do to give yourself a short, in a very quick window to develop a credit score. One of those things is to go to youandyourcredit.com or youandyourcredit.us and pull up the app where it says to get a credit card. It's a prepaid card, but and the minimum is $300. It's only a $45 or $44 fee. The interest rates are phenomenal. It's only 9%, 9.9%. But think about it. If you don't have any credit, and what you need is a positive line of credit to be added to your credit bureau, and if a bank sees that you have a line of credit with a credit card and you're maintaining that card and over 3 to 6 months, then chances are you won't have to have a cosigner. You'll be able to walk into a dealership and get your own car without a cosigner. Or if you have to have a cosigner, then that cosigner won't end up being the primary person on your automobile purchase because you couldn't be added to the loan because you couldn't get finance. Recently, I decided to start helping people at my dealership who had very bad credit to get their loans approved. So I've signed on to become a representative for a company that a lot of people are submitting applications to. It's called CAC, Credit Acceptance Corporation. So if you receive a phone call from me, if you put in an application for a loan at Credit Acceptance Corporation and you receive a phone call from me, and I'll personally call you, and I'll let you know if you're approved. More often than not, you will be approved for your loan. And, just last week, I was able to do, I think it was 2 or 3 customers who had been disappointed by other companies and not being able to make purchases. So all you need to do is come by Toyota New Orleans and ask for me. And even if you've been turned down every place else, I'll be able to get you a car. And I have a subscription. I made this agreement with the general manager last week and the finance manager. Says, I don't want to see people going to hoopties. I want to see them in nice cars. So my objective by taking on this added responsibility is not just to help you get approved for a loan, but also to help you get approved for a nice car. I had a good friend of mine, I'm not going to say her name, who had been trying to buy a car over the last few months because she had an older car. Every month she was spending $300 to $500 on this car. When she traded it in, the car was running hot, the AC wasn't blowing, and it was going to cost her, $1,000 to repair the car. So she took that same $1,000, came to me, and I put her in a 2016 Kia Rio with a low monthly payment. I think it's about $350 a month. But this is a person who had some serious issues on their credit, who really needed an opportunity to, because we all have to get from point A to point B. You can't have a job and not go to work. Got to get on that highway, man. Got to get mobile. We got to be mobile. But I feel so positive that I was able to help this lady, and we was also able to help her get a new car that still had a warranty by the manufacturer, and a low monthly payment that she can afford. It was a great deal. On Saturday, we also had another lady who came in who needed, in a similar situation. She had a very low credit score, right around the 500, 503, I think it was, something like that. And so I helped her get a new Corolla through a conventional loan through a regular company. And I saved her, I don't know, 7 or 8 points on her credit, on her interest rates. Understand this: just because you have a low credit score doesn't mean you can't drive a car. All you need to do is find someone who will take the time and figure out how to correctly put you in a situation that you can afford and help you get the car that you're looking for. This is not rocket science. Everybody deserves a reliable transportation for themselves and their families, and that's what that's our goal. So, I'm generally at Toyota New Orleans Monday through Saturday from 9 to 6 or 9 to 7:30, 8 o'clock. Sometimes I'm there 8, 9 o'clock. It's time for our last break. This is the New Orleans Talk Network. It's You and Your Credit. I'm your host, Remus Bowman, and we will be right back.
How does a crawfish or shrimp etouffee sound? What about a piping hot cup of gumbo? Or a catfish platter with soft shell crawfish, catfish, livers, and pickles? And that's just for starters. What about entrees? If this is getting your mouth watering, then you need to come to the Praline Connection. Our down-home Cajun Creole-style restaurant has been providing soul food at affordable prices for over 20 years. And our pralines are delicious. We're a restaurant, a gift shop, and a candy shop, all in one. Bring your friends and enjoy an amazing meal today. Come see us at 542 Finchman Street in New Orleans, or check us out online at www.pralinconnection.com, and be sure to like us on Facebook. You can also give us a call at 504-943-3934.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
This is Remus Bowman. I want to invite you every Monday at 12 o'clock live for You and Your Credit. You can call in, you can ask me questions. Believe me, I've got most of the answers for you. We're going to help you get a good credit score. We're going to open doors for you to have an opportunity to be successful and pay low interest for your automobile, your home, your credit cards, everything that you buy. We're going to put you on a great path to have a successful future. Send me your request for information. I'll be glad to answer your question. Every Monday at 12 o'clock, join me from 12 to 1 Monday afternoon for You and Your Credit, originating from New Orleans Talk Network.
Y'all know me, this is a people person here.
Big home ahead.
It's your boy Fred.
This man, a big fan.
Listen, we're your host of the New Orleans Talk Network's Fan View. Real fans talk real sports. Check us out every Thursday night, 6 p.m.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
You can have whatever you like. You can have whatever you like. Man, it's been such a great opportunity to learn this information and to share it with people. I've got customers who've bought houses. A few weeks ago, I made a call to check on one of my clients, and she said, Mr. Remus, I'm applying for my first house. I'm filling out my paperwork and faxing in my proof of income to get my mortgage. This could be you. But the last thing that you want to do is you want to go out and learn and get a good credit score so you can learn how to keep it. You want to get a good credit score so you can have a nice car, have a nice home, be a benefit to others who need the information. And you can do that by joining me, getting in youandyourcredit.com or .us as a customer. Just press the red button. It says the red button on the screen that says join today. Improve your credit. Enroll now. This could happen. Hey, I want to be independent. Well, independence starts by being able to do the things that you need to do to have the type of lifestyle that you're passionate about. If you have the type of lifestyle that you're passionate about, and you have the living in a neighborhood or the area that you like to, if you're driving, have you ever seen certain people when they're driving on the interstate, and you'll see this look that's on their face, and they're really happy. You can tell that they're happy. They're feeling groovy, man. They're feeling great. It's because that person is accomplishing the things that are important to them. And then you go down just a few more steps, and you see that person. We live in New Orleans, so if you don't have air conditioning, you can't be very positive or be happy when you're driving a car with no AC. And you're driving, that person's on the interstate, and you see the windows down, and you see them kind of slumped down in the car, and you can see that they're miserable. So that's what I'm offering. I'm offering you an opportunity to be the person who's driving the car on the interstate, going from point A to point B with a smile. That's listening to your music, got your AC blowing, all is right with the world, and you're doing the things that you need to do in order to maintain the lifestyle that you've chosen for yourself. You see, because all this is about choices. It's whether or not you choose to have a certain lifestyle. If you're content with with certain things, that's nothing nobody can do about that, because everything's not for everybody. As I said earlier in the show, life is about acquiring a taste for things. Some people like caviar, and others look at that stuff and go, "Oh no, I can't do that." Imagine me putting fish eggs in my mouth. I can't do it. But I'm a Louisiana boy, so I don't mind an oyster. The fact of the matter is that it's time for a change. And if you there's no overnight sensation. There's nothing, no quickie pill that's gonna make that change happen for you. That's gonna be permanent unless you do the things that need to be done in order to maintain the information and maintain the money that you've invested. Just having negative things taken off your credit report is not going to get it. As I said earlier, if you're a customer of mine and you're in the credit restoration program with me, I invite you, when you get your copies of your credit reports from the different credit reporting agencies, I'd like to invite you to stop by, visit with me, let me go over them with you so I can give you a class on how to read your credit report. You need to be able to do that, man. Don't you think it's one of the most important factors in your life? Shouldn't you want to be able to read your credit report and understand how your credit score is derived? This is You and Your Credit on the New Orleans Talk Network. My name's Remus Bowman, and we're here every Monday for you and your credit. And check me out, youandyourcredit.us, youandyourcredit.com. Check out the website. Join. Enroll today. Start today. Time for a new credit score. If you do nothing, nothing will change. And you can have whatever you like with a great credit score.